Hi, Amy again. When you're manifesting, you want to be able to receive all those things that you've been wanting. And the art of allowing and working with your beliefs will help you receive. But I want to talk about giving and receiving because most of us are really good givers. We have been told that giving has positive meaning if you have it within your capacity to give. But we've also been told that receiving can have a negative meaning, and a lot of people have shut off their ability to receive because of this negative meaning. So I want to explain how you can be a better receiver right away just by shifting your perspective, which will shift your belief, and you'll start receiving more from the people around you, from the world, and from the universe. Because you got to be a good receiver if you're going to receive the things you want from the law of attraction. So what you want to do is you want to think about a time that you, because you had it in you, you had the abundance of something, gave to somebody with not expecting anything in return. And I want you to think about why you did it. You did it because it felt good to you. And if they received what you were offering, whether it was a compliment or a resource, your time, it doesn't make a difference. Whatever you were able to give, you gave because you wanted to, because you had it to give. And that person was able to fully receive it. It completed the cycle and the circle of how you got to feel by giving. And now I want you to think about a time when you gave something in the same way to someone and they didn't receive it. Oh, no, thank you. Oh, I can't take that. Oh, you don't mean that. People can't take compliments. It's very basic when you're wanting to give and someone seems resistant. Not because they don't want it, but because they don't believe they deserve it, or they don't think that they should receive something without having to give something back. So I want you to start realizing that giving and receiving is the same exact thing. You're on one side or the other in every single case of giving and receiving. It's a single transaction. So when you give, because you can, because you have something to give, and someone is able to receive it, it's a joyful experience for both people. So next time someone is giving you something because they have it in their abundance to offer to you, and you can tell that they're feeling joyful, try receiving it because you're going to actually help them complete that circuit of feeling joy. And you know how the joy feels because you've experienced it on both sides. So you want to be a better receiver because being a better receiver is actually helping people be, givers. And you want to be a giver, and so you need both parties to, play along, basically. Now, here's something really important to note. You will know the difference if someone is offering you something reluctantly. So I am not referring to receiving something that somebody is not really willing to give. And a lot of times we experience that where we ask for something or someone offers us something and we can sense their hesitation. In that case, they're not getting joy out of it. They are trying to give something that they do not have or they do not believe is something they can give away at that time. And so in that, I'm not referring to being a better receiver when it makes the other person uncomfortable. I'm just referring to those times when they are really willing to give and you can just tell, hey, it's no sweat off my back. I have this in spades to give out. So I want to talk about, as well as being a good giver and a good receiver, what giving actually means. So we all have something to give. It's just different. And so the things you have to give, you're not necessarily looking to receive, but you need to receive things that you don't have in abundance to give, but you have abundance to give someone else. That's what kind of the pay it forward idea is. So if someone has an abundance of money, and they feel joy by helping people out with that resource, and you don't have an abundance of money, but they feel joy in offering it because they do have that abundance, don't feel bad if they offer you money with no strings attached. Be able to receive that. Because you may have something like your time, or you may have a really good way of communicating with people, and you can tell your story, or you may have a writing skill that you can put out. You have something to give as well as a resource that you have an abundance that it doesn't bother you to give out. It's just something you freely give because it's who you are. So you don't have to have a one-on-one transaction back to the same person who gave to you. It doesn't have to be, oh, they offered me money, I don't have money to offer them back. It could be, oh, they offered me money, I could offer them time back, or I could offer them some sort of skill that I have. So this is what like bartering is about in a sense too. Like people can barter between two different things that they have an abundance of. But I want you to really think about being a better receiver. And if you're having trouble being a good receiver, it's only because you have beliefs that give receiving negative meaning. So I'm hoping that by explaining it this way, you'll be able to start giving being a good receiver positive meaning. Because it's positive because you're helping complete that giving and receiving, thing between two people. And two people can experience joy by giving and receiving in the same situation. So don't be afraid to receive. The more you receive from people around you and from things around you, the more the universe will be able to give you that you want. Because if you're not willing to receive a compliment from somebody who genuinely is giving it to you, the universe is going to have a hard time giving you that, $1 million that you're looking for, because you can't even receive a compliment. So practice receiving, even if it's uncomfortable. Step out of your comfort zone. Practice saying thank you when someone says something nice to you as a compliment. Practice letting someone buy you lunch. Practice letting someone, hold the door open for you without apologizing. Oh, I'm sorry. Or, oh, thank you. Stuff like that. Practice doing these basic things, and you'll be getting into the mode of being a better receiver. And before you know it, the universe will be just knocking on your door with all these things you've been wanting, and you've been wondering, where are they? So if you're a good receiver, you will get more. And don't be afraid to be both a good giver and a good receiver. And just remember that it's positive to be a good receiver, not negative. So happy manifesting, and I will check you out later.